reminder, this is a part of our African American history presentation for you, and needless to say, I'm excited. Who I'm about to introduce to you is someone who lives in Ghana, but she's originally from New York. She's here with us to share with us her experiences about, as we are, elders, but she is a traveling elder. She has and still continues to travel here to us from Ghana, going back to South Africa, I think, to Ghana. And her name is IMAHKÜS. Let me hear you say IMAHKÜS. I call her Mama IMAHKÜS because she is my elder sister, but she's also a queen mother and a high priestess. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to some, and not to others, Brother Bomani, who took us to Ghana. Brother Bomani has a touring company based here in Atlanta called Africa for the Africans. You may not consider yourself an African, but we'll have that conversation later. Bomani here, who's on the camera now, has been taking us to Ghana for how long, Bomani?
A decade, 10 years.
A decade.
10 years.
And I've had the pleasure of traveling with Bomani since 2013, the first 3 trips. And I'm glad that Bomani's here. Mama IMAHKÜS, please come forward. Let's welcome her as we always do. And I'm going to give her the microphone. And thank you again for your undivided attention.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What I'd like to do before... Thanks. So it's really good to be here, very honestly. My family calls me a wandering Jew. My grandchildren call me the runaway granny. I really did not intend to be in America at this time, but because my sister was ill, I was forced to come. And it's good because I now have 11 great-grandchildren, 25 grandchildren, who I haven't seen in more than 5 years. So I came here to meet them, so I've been traveling around, spending a couple of days here, a couple of days there, until I see everyone before I head back to Ghana. I am first and foremost an African who was born in America. And when people ask me why I left America, I don't like America, very honestly. I, like others, as far as I'm concerned, America's never given me anything. And everything that I ever got from America, as African people, we had to fight for. No one came along and said, you've been good little black people, and we're going to give you something. Everything we've had in this country, we fought for. And coming to the awareness of who it is that we really are in our spirit, in our heart, was rewarding and eye-opening. Needless to say, when I left America, and I went to Africa the first time in 1987, and I moved to Africa permanently in 1990, and I took my husband with me, as my mother would say. Why are you taking him with you? She was mad at me. Well, she was pissed off, trust me. And then, you know, when I said, well, he's my husband, and she said, well, he didn't know nothing about that Africa shit till you came in here talking about Africa. And she was serious. I mean, so she was like, well, you can go, but you can leave him here. I said, well, no, that ain't happening. You can come and go with us. And she said she hadn't lost anything in Africa. And the last time I saw her, she had her arms folded like this, and she was pouting, and tears were running down her fat little cheeks. And she said, go on then. Go on to Africa. You ain't no damn African. That's the last time I saw her. The last words I heard from her. But you know, we talked on the phone, and at some point she was coming around to, you know, maybe I might, if my husband would come to America, get her, bring her to Africa, and then take her back. So, but it's been a rewarding trip. Needless to say, it has not been without many sacrifices. My biggest sacrifice has been my family. I have 6 children, none of which, we have one who's in Ghana with me, but none of which wanted to come to Africa. And most of my family and many of my friends think that I'm a mad woman. I've only been there 26 years, so I'm really mad. Okay? It's been 26 years since I've been living in Africa. And my husband, God bless him, he has joined the Ancestors, lived there for 19 years without coming to America. I come back every now and again. His thing was, if you want to see me, then you got to come to where I am. Okay. And what we have done is to establish a legacy for our family. I have a 2-acre piece of land on which we have a health resort, restaurant, and museum on the ocean front. I do tours. I do pilgrimages. I also do what I call pre-patriation counseling. And that is to counsel people who are interested in coming to Africa, whether it's to live or to visit. There are over 5,000 of us coming from the diaspora, currently living in Ghana. And my thing has been, whatever it is that you think that you wanted to do that you haven't done yet, you should do it. I mean, we got more time behind us than we have in front of us. So my thing is, why not? You know, when you tell people, well, you say, oh, I'm going to Paris. They go, oh, yes, I'm going to Paris. I get some perfumes. But you say, oh, I'm going to Africa. They say, oh, Africa. Why do you want to go there?
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Why do you want to go there? They mash up their face. That's what we call it, frowning. Mash up their face. They mash up their face. And it took a while getting people to come. Bomani, like he said, he's been bringing groups for the past 10 years. And we work together. And they generally save one Africa for the last. Save the best for the last. So much so that when people get there, they don't want to leave. I generally have to put folks out. You don't got to go someplace, because you got to get that out of here, okay? And so much so that they put so much pressure on Bomani, because they would come and spend 2 days.
That's right.
Well, now they spend 3 days, okay? And the purpose of our plays is to show you Africa, to break it down to its simplest denominator. It's a really nice place. I'll leave my card so that you can see. I do have a website. We can accommodate 24 people comfortably. And it is a piece of paradise. It is truly a piece of paradise.